Hi, I'm Vince. I'm acting branch president here at NTU at UTS. I've had to step in the first instance on account of our president Simon Way being sacked by management, which we consider to be a really cowardly attempt to derail the union's attempt to bargain on behalf of staff here at UTS. Now we're on strike today to pursue our bargaining claims at work, the first of which is respect for union rights at UTS. So, UTS management talks a lot about human rights, but it seems that they have a different attitude when it comes to workplace rights and the rights of union members on campus. So we want to send a message to management that we are going to strongly defend our ability to organise and our rights on campus as part of the union. We're also on strike today for increased job security, better job security for staff. A lot of the claims that have come across the table from management have dealt with procedures relating to job security. So procedures that mean that management hopefully find it difficult to sack staff for bogus kind of reasons. Now, to cut a long story short, a lot of the claims that have come our way from management relate to their ability to get rid of staff when they see fit more easily, to be able to change and restructure areas of the workforce as they see fit. And then the second part of the job security as well is we want to see a decrease in the number of casual members of staff. UTS has one of the highest levels of casualisation of any university in Australia. We think that staff who do the business of the university, which is teaching, deserve certainty. They should not be in precarious employment, and they should enjoy the rights that permanent staff enjoy, such as annual leave, access to their email and sick leave, and that kind of stuff. We're also on strike for increased equity in the workplace. So we don't want management to just talk about equity. We want to see binding targets for Indigenous employment, and we want to see, for instance, additional leave and support for staff who are victims of domestic violence. And it really galls me to say that management have resisted the NTU claims in this regard. Finally, we're also on strike for a fair pay rise. So we want pay rise that is fair, that is greater than inflation, so we don't suffer an actual pay decrease, and one that reflects the costs of the cost of living in Sydney in particular, and that takes into account the increased workload that's been occurring across the university. Of course, all this comes in the context of the federal government's attacks on the tertiary education sector. So a big part of what we do, we also stand against what the government is trying to do. Now, it has to be said that while publicly the university opposes the what the federal government is doing to a large degree in terms of the deregulation of fees, in terms of the cuts to funding, they have every intention of making the staff pay, right, for any of the stuff that comes through. And so we're on strike as well to say that there is actually money, that there's hundreds of millions of dollars available for new shiny buildings across the campus, but that if you actually want a successful, productive institution that provides quality higher education for students, then you actually need to invest in people as well. So it's actual human beings that do the teaching and provide all the support, and so we say that management needs to make this acknowledgement and agree to the union's claims.